All right, and we are back. Game number 2, and we're seeing dice explosions. This is the thing. I kind of like it. TTS has some weird issues every once in a while.
Yeah, but we love it.
Jan is gonna get his battlefield choice, which means he's probably starting with the shields, and he's got double chance cube in the opener. I imagine he keeps both of those. I would definitely keep that TIE fighter.
I would 100% keep that TIE Fighter too. Oh, that's so
Said nope.
greedy.
He said nope.
That's so greedy.
And he gets him off a stifle
Punish.
opposing presence, and we see the Vader's Fist for Nightbringer with TIE Fighter backup, and it is fully live with probably the best removal card you could ever want if your opponent gets to start with 2 chance cubes. Feel your anger.
Oh no, Jan, you threw back the TIE.
Yeah, he put back the TIE Fighter, it gets him off for his trouble. Not going to do him a whole lot of good, I don't think.
If you throw back the TIE Fighter, you have to throw away a chance cube too. You can't not draw.
Let's see here. What did he say? He say 1?
Probably 2. If I had to guess. 5?
That's funny.
Okay. I wonder if that's why he threw away the TIE Fighter for the fear of 2 being called.
You got to force your opponent to do it though. That's not good. Like you can't hurt yourself on the chances that your opponent will hurt you.
You're right.
If he plays this stifle, this messes with the rest of his turn pretty.
Yeah, I would not
intensely.
play there.
Yeah.
Would you ever play the chance cubes on Snoke first and try to land a Grand Moff before you roll in Thrawn?
In this situation, yes, but I wouldn't have thrown back the TIE Fighter, so no.
Well,
I just want to really drive that point home. But yeah, absolutely. You throw down at least 1 chance cube, if not both of them, onto Snoke. And if you can get your opponent like worried about that sort of thing and resolve one of those Thrawn dice,
take that feel your anger.
Fine.
It has to be feel your anger with the chance cubes.
I think it's no. He's got stifle in hand. I would have taken the Force Illusion, but
oh yeah, what am I thinking?
Because he gets to resolve, he gets to Snoke PA for 4 resources here. He can lead off with the stifle and then the chance cubes. And that basically would force Nightbringer to Snoke PA for disrupt, which delays that Vader's Fist from getting down. And the difficult thing here is Nightbringer has to discard. And of course it's going to be Moff, I agree with that. But if he doesn't do so hot on this reroll, which is plenty good enough, tons of focus, that imposing presence was going to be put to work. But we're definitely going to see Snoke's focus resolved for probably double resource sides on Thrawn, just to force it through.
I agree.
There's a line of play you can take where you do resource and then 2 focus and then lead out with the TIE Fighter and then try to make things work that way and resolve the TIE Fighter and Snoke PA for your Thrawn resources and come out ahead with an extra die leading in. But that also doesn't leave you with any focus left available or any reroll potential for your Vader's Fist or any money to resolve those 2 pay sides. So this is a more conservative play and I like it.
I think Jan is considering, or was considering, imposing presence the Snoke focus right there. Which is...
I mean, you save yourself 2 damage on the front end with it, but you don't actually solve the problem, which is Vader's Fist is coming down this round.
Yeah. Well, and you can't really control the Vader's Fist die. I think it's kind of like a wasted effort, unfortunately.
The deflects. I'll deflect it, but...
Sure, but we don't have a deflect right now.
Nah.
It is a good deflect, you're right about that. Yeah. So I think the reason he was thinking about hitting the Snoke focus was forcing it so that Thrawn could only have like one dice removed, or Thrawn would most likely only have one resource resolved. Sorry. Um,
It works out the same way, pretty much. The only thing is, at that point, the other Thrawn die, it's going to focus the Snoke into two focus, and then you're really not. Make it say what you want to say.
oh man, what
Shields.
was that?
It was
Shield.
shields. Yep. Um, but you don't want to let your opponent have focus sitting out with Vader's fist that you can't stop anyway. So he was correct in just using the imposing presence on one of the Thrawn dice after it had been focused. There's two shields, perfectly resolvable.
Yep.
Now the plus side here for Jan is he's gonna make oodles of cash.
So here's what I would do. I would take a resource right now so that that fist can't disrupt you for 3 and stop your Grand Moff. I would take that
Yep.
Snoke resource or the Chance Cube resource right now. I would
Yep.
try to avoid that 1 in 6 rollout that would just probably put the game away. Well, maybe not probably, but it's not like
He's gonna have so much money, but I don't know why he's trying to save on actions right here because, like you said, 1 in 6 will totally. I mean, it's just pain that you don't need to take. I do like the focus to disrupt there.
That's smart. I agree. Yeah, I like this line better than what I was saying earlier.
And there's
Is
that.
it a 3 gun?
No, that is a 3 disrupt.
3
At 1 in
disrupt.
6.
Yep, but he took a line to avoid that, so that's good. As long as whatever you do there doesn't make it so that 3 disrupt really gets you.
I mean, it got him. It got 3 resources.
Yeah, but now you're getting 6, so
Didn't have to have only be getting 6. And you just slam that Moff down. Slam it. You may as well pay for it.
I think this game is a lot more tame than the last one, despite the starts being similar. I don't think Jan is nearly as behind as he was last game.
He's still pretty
He's still behind. Yeah, but like last time, it was.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, it was hard.
And I would just, he's got a TIE fighter in his hand. You just claim here. You don't play the stifle. You just claim and you throw the stifle away to try to draw your own TIE fighters.
I agree.
His first action has to be to roll out that Thrawn and get rid of a TIE fighter.
Call 2.
And just for clarity's sake, I'll move that over there.
Now, if he draws a fist, okay, no fist, ATST. ATST could be fine. If he's able to, if he can hit the TIE fighter and avoid, something else tragic happening, he might be able to work his way back in the game.
Would you consider an ATST coming out this round for Nightbringer to be tragic?
Yeah. Yes,
oh, no. Why would you lead off with the... I mean, I guess he's going to be able to get the ATST, but he's not going to be able to get the TIE fighter.
I would 100%. Well, okay, so you can let one TIE fighter in and then hit the second one, but I think I would have rolled in.
I guess
I don't know, it's hard.
It's good because if Nightbringer says 2 here, he takes Beguile.
I also think it doesn't matter. You have 2 chance cubes on Snoke. Like, do you care too much if Thrawn's dice get mitigated?
No. It's not Thrawn's dice getting mitigated that you care about. It's being able to prevent 4 resource generation and getting that ATST down.
Right.
So if he doesn't say 2, and he didn't, he gets to keep Beguile, and he might go for super ballsy and say 2, and say, you know what, I'm just going to control your Thrawn dice the best I can. I can Snoke power action for disrupt this round if I have to, and I can still make my money off of these 2 chance cubes.
We haven't had a chance to see the Snoke power actions come into play because of how.
He rolled discard. So even if he does play one of these TIE fighters, he's losing a TIE fighter and an ATST out of his hand.
Do you just snap off the Moff at this hand?
Absolutely.
Yep. The other side, the other angle to it is that you could just keep the Thrawn's disrupt there and just never let him play what's in the hand.
No, you get rid of the cards because he only has. If you can beguile that focus away
I would. I would no. I would
before
have
bad
beguiled right
things.
there actually.
No, you don't want to reroll.
No.
You want no rerolls because he's going to resolve the damage, and now you can beguile that focus away, and who cares what happens?
Oh yeah, sure. Because that's a terrible. That's not terrible, but it's not an ideal Thrawn Snoke. Thrawn
I
focus
mean,
with
he can kind
only
of
one
let
other
it.
die in the pool.
He can let it sit, but basically, any more dice added to this pool, and that focus is going bye bye.
Those are what my chance cubes do.
Why
I'm
would play
familiar
him with
with that.
focus sides?
Nightbringer, right?
Yeah.
You. Which one do you remove? Do you remove the Thrawn focus or do you
Fist.
remove the fist?
You remove you re-roll the Thrawn focus for shits and giggles, and you remove the fist and blank the Thrawn focus. You're trying to come out ahead this turn, which means you don't want bad shit happening.
I think he has a very good chance of turning the corner this turn. Did I say good chance? He has a very good chance of turning the corner this turn.
He has a chance if he blows up the fist.
He can. Oh man, so he can make 7 resources this turn, going to 9. But I'm assuming he's going to beguile, so it would just be 7. So that's
He can get 10. He hasn't Snoke Power actioned yet, and he's got focus on board.
right. So you focus to the Snoke's double focus, and you make Thrawn show a resource, and then you focus a chance cube. So 4 plus 3 is 7. And past that, then you're going to have to re-roll to find resources, which you can do. Which would you prefer, the ATST or Swarmer TIE Fighters?
ATSD here. You're
Yeah, me
behind
too.
on damage, and you've thrown away a TIE fighter, and your opponent's going into next round with little to no money, probably.
Good line.
It's fine. I mean, the Snoke rollout here could get a shit ton of resources back for him, but yeah, that'll do it.
Hitting the so Fist has already activated and rolled in, right?
Correct.
Okay, never mind. Then it's not as bad. What will happen? Thrawn will get maybe 2 resources, and the TIE Fighter will probably do 2 indirect damage.
I would assume.
Yeah. For some reason, I blanked about hand size. Yeah, you definitely blanked the Thrawn die and removed the fist. For some reason, I was thinking you want to remove it so it can't be rerolled into a focus. Is he going to do both the chance cubes, or is he going to because I actually don't think there's a big difference between focusing both the chance cubes and the Thrawn. It's a difference of 1 resource, which should only be the difference for the pay side on the ATSD. Yep,
Well,
you did
he's
the chance cubes.
the thing is he wants focus on the end of it, so he has to do the chance cube so he can re-roll the Thrawns. He needs to blow up fist,
Right.
and we're seeing him kind of dare.
Ooh. So he focused to a disrupt, which means that this is not an ATSD.
He could. All he has to do is re-roll for resources. He's forcing him to use the power action in that way, which limits his own resource production
Yep.
coming back. But he can throw away these TIE fighters. Because
Do you not pitch the landing craft first?
No. No, you need that to shore up your health. Yeah,
Okay.
TIE fighters are not going to win you this game. Winning the game is going to be done through ATSD. And that is a
Roll.
perfect roll. Absolutely
Almost perfect. You can hit the double focus if you want to just go the extra mile.
Double focus doesn't matter at that point.
Just saying.
I'm just saying, you're only focusing 1 die. I'll take what I can get.
Me too. I would never complain about that roll in that spot.
And he actually gets to hold on to a TIE fighter. It's kind of interesting. I would probably pitch it in between this round, but
Oh, that's a neat die spawning trick. I'll have to remember that.
Natural.
Okay.
Pitch that
These are
TIE
the
fighter.
rolls.
I would pitch that TIE fighter, reroll my Thrawn die. You know,
Um,
anything's resolvable there, except focus. Anything's
hmm,
resolvable. The difference between starting your opponent off in their next round with 3 and 4 resources is pretty major.
not anything's resolved. If you hit a focus, it sucks. So you have you're like
I said
50-50.
anything but focus.
I know, but that's a 50-50 to whiff, right? Blank focus focus.
Yeah, I'll take it. He's
Okay.
already claimed you're not getting tempo. Throw that TIE fighter away. I wouldn't throw that Separatist craft away, but now you gotta throw that thing out. Thinking.
I think he's just wondering if he wants to hold on to it to like I think he's turned the corner or begun.
You know what though? You got that. You get that perfect roll. You can't complain, Jan. You can't complain. You got the perfect Thrawn reroll.
His die rolls were so perfect. And I hate that this happens. I mean I hate it, and the way you hate your dog when it pees on the rug, but like I hate when you roll in focuses and all your other dice roll perfect, and you're like, all right, well I guess that focus sucks. Oh no, darn! I guess
Oh,
I'll just resolve all these other perfect sides.
all right. We
Oh yeah, he
see.
plays Force Lift in his deck because it's an old list.
He's gonna take the fist out.
Man, he's a headhunter for that fist.
I disagree with that policy greatly, but it is
Oh,
what it
I
is.
I know, but he hits him
I like how he rolled Thrawn out there without doing TIE Fighter.
without playing a Tie Fighter first.
Yeah, without playing a TIE Fighter, because if you get your opponent to use some mitigation on those Thrawn dice naked, basically, you get to kind of delay things out.
Yeah, you can
Uh,
stutter it.
yeah,
Mhm.
I really don't agree with playing that Stifle because if you. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Get your other 2 TIE Fighters out.
And now we're off to the races, sort of.
Yeah. But with
Um,
very, very little direct damage potential outside of focus. Um, definitely not going to overcome a Force Illusion and an Overconfidence.
Nightbringer's undamaged, correct? Or did I
Essentially,
miss
yes. He's
something?
got 1 damage on Thrawn.
Oh, from power action, sure.
He's been picking up shields. Um, now I see Jan rolling out, saying 1, taking that dorsal turret. Or the
I'll take
Stifle.
it.
I mean, either one's fine.
I take dorsal. Well, you call one, so but yeah,
Yeah.
I take dorsal. You just want to cut down on the damage.
I
Okay.
think I think
I mean,
Stifle's
that's
perfectly
reasonable
good.
too.
Like it lets you get your overconfidence through without having to
So
use it on Thrawn dice.
it's removing potential damage versus removing the chance for you to remove their damage, right?
Essentially. Taking the Stifle lets you be a little more reactive.
I like taking the stifle. If Thrawn was showing focus, I might change my mind on that. If that makes any sense to you. Because if Snoke doesn't hit focus here, this the overconfidence. Yeah. So the overconfidence gains a lot of value.
Yep. I think he's gonna take the resource. No, you can't even afford to do that. You have to reroll with that dorsal turret.
No,
I
100%.
would
Yeah.
be very, very, very defensive here. I would be playing that Force Illusion down prior to doing anything else.
I, I,
I would not be playing Force Lift into this board. That is some ballsy shit if you play Force Lift into this board. Yeah, it's gonna feel good to clear out those TIE fighters, but holy crap.
he probably wants to do the damage with the force lift at this point.
He has to clear the board. He's still so far behind on damage. And like if you roll an ATST special here, you're gonna resolve it to kill TIE fighters. Because
Yeah,
those
but
TIE fighters can go so awry for you.
so my problem with bouncing the TIE fighters is it doesn't. If it destroyed them, it'd be one thing, but it just returns it to hand. Um, and I think it'd be very easy for Nightbringer to find 2 resources just to replay the thing. Well, he's going to need to roll better for any of my predictions to be correct, but
Yeah, there's certainly nothing threatening about 2 shields and a grip and disrupt. Not on this board.
God, he's just swimming in money. You re-roll everything? Yeah, probably.
Absolutely.
All right, show me the focuses. There's only oh no.
There's a grip of
That's a,
focus.
that's a good roll. So yeah, the Force Illusion would have been nice here.
I mean, he's got to overconfidence the 2+2s.
Yes.
Or, yeah, probably
No, I like
the
that.
2 focus and then the 1 base damage, I guess. Accomplishes the same thing, but makes him miss out on other shit.
You could do you could also make the 1 TIE fighter roll into your Grand Moff. Oh. Oh wait, that's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, that's perfectly okay. Like if you overconfidence Thrawn focus and the base damage, the only result you're really unhappy with is the same exact roll. And even then, you still are kicking the can down the road.
I think that Force Illusion needs to come down
Yeah.
sooner than later.
Well, I mean, the Force Illusion and the Separatist landing craft need to hit the table this turn.
I think they will, no problem. Bold predictions.
And they need to be resolved for effect. So you need 2 shields.
Snoke
And
still has power action, correct?
Nightbringers does, yes.
I think he might be considering doing 8 indirect this turn.
I don't see why he wouldn't. He knows there's a Force Illusion in the hand. He's not gonna get 3 direct damage through. It's just not happening. Snoke PA for the Thrawn, shift everything. You you would have 1 focus left over. You probably take 2 resources as a kicker just to try and get your other fist on the table a little more efficiently.
So what do you think about this? Where he's choosing to do 7 damage with 3 direct instead of 8 indirect.
I think you're not winning by mill.
I would have done the 8 indirect.
I agree wholeheartedly.
How much health does Jan's health or Snoke have?
He's got 2 health and a Force Illusion sitting there. So,
2 health remaining?
Yep, 2 health remaining.
Okay.
As is tradition, you lose your other Force Illusion, your first Force Illusion, and then we saw the 2 remaining heavy hitters.
Oh man,
he had a
ground battalion.
Yeah, I'm not buying off on that ground battalion, man.
It's because, like I was saying earlier, it's an old list.
Yeah, old enough to where like you're trying to get around things like defensive position and aerial advantage.
I remember I went into like one of our playtest lobbies, and it's like the first thing I said, I was like, "Jan, don't run this crap."
But we can be staring down a ton of damage here. So we're gonna see 7 indirect and then 5 direct, or 6 direct. Sorry. No, it's 5. It's a 5 side or 6. I mean, I'm not familiar.
It's a 5.
5.
It's 3, 4, 5 special shields.
Yeah.
2 shields to be specific. So much damage. So do you favor Jan to win this game?
Depends on how Nightbringer assigns this damage.
The landing craft's a big deal.
Can be.
Plus 6 health.
It's not going to be plus 6 immediately.
No, but if it rolls shields, it gets even better. It could be like 2 now, 6 more in the future. I think okay. So between Force Lift and Ground Battalion, which one do you think's more awkward? Oops.
Ground Battalion.
Yeah.
I don't have any faith in Ground Battalion. I kind of like Force Lift. There we go.
Oh,
2
beautiful.
shields. Throw them
There
bad
you
boys
go.
on Snoke.
They put him on
No, put
Thrawn.
him on
He just wants to
Snoke.
he just wants to tank up.
Yeah, but Snoke has damage sides. Thrawn does not.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just explaining why he would do that.
Assign your indirect first. Jan, stop losing focus. All right.
A lot of Jan's
7
a good
indirect.
player, and I'm not accusing him of being one of these people, but a lot of people mess up the indirect to direct sequencing. It's important. They can cost you a couple points of damage.
I mean the only thing I'll give Jan here is it's very possible he's trying to pump fake just kill Snoke because Snoke has damage dice. So if you throw your direct on Thrawn and then you resolve indirect again next round off of like say just that Grand Moff, then it's possibly puts a damage or two over onto Snoke.
So how do you sequence if you're Jan? Do you lead with the Moth power action and then maybe roll in the ATSD because that die is so threatening, or do you roll in
Yeah,
Thrawn after the Moth?
no, your ATST die is your most important die, so you do lead off with Grand Moff.
Well,
He's
to
thinking,
protect it.
yeah, he's thinking about playing Stifle.
Don't play Stifle.
I know.
You have Grand Moff.
He's got Mind Trick in hand too. That'll
Oh,
help.
Nightbringer's thinking about it.
No.
Jan, don't. I hope he calls one so it's like ripped out of his hand against his. Well, one can hope. So Secret Droid's actually really good in Thrawn Snoke.
Yeah, I love it.
The later ones didn't have it because while it was good, it wasn't like miserably OP, which is kind of what that deck wants to do.
I like the Secret Droid well enough,
Yep, it's
especially
absolutely fine.
early.
I think that
I think that before the Holocron update, you just had to dedicate a couple slots to fighting OTK. And most people now will either get rid of their ATSTs or their stifles or their Grand Moffs. Some combination of that. I think Seeker Droid comes in at least as a one of, if not two of them. I really like that.
I think Jan is going to. Well, that's okay. It's not perfect, but I think that now you roll in Thrawn, right? And if Nightbringer ever discards to reroll, you're getting the max value, like the dream on that imposing presence.
He's gonna get that anyway.
Okay, well the double discard. Moth has a really sick die. I think people kind of underplay how good that die is.
Taking the chance cube.
Leaving Grand
Now,
Moff.
did we pay for this? There we go. All right.
Have you ever seen anyone like enforce that it has to be bounced to your hand because you forgot to pay?
Yep. I've enforced on people. People have enforced it on me. I imagine these two are talking in voice, and if that was an issue, they'd bring it up.
I think these two guys are buddies.
I think so too. But no, I have definitely enforced the you didn't pay for it, bounce it.
It's actually really important. Maybe some people don't realize. The point is, the reason you have to pay for it before you roll in is so, like, okay, if you roll in and you see you get a resource, obviously you pay for it. And if it's a blank, maybe you don't. It's very important.
I mean, I'm not going to do it at my local weekly event, but I will be that dick. That's something
I think
that matters. Like if it's a GQ, I'll definitely do it.
How much health does Nightbringer Stoke have?
Still just 2, so he's got lethal on board for Snoke. I think you just let Snoke die here, and you take his 2 indirect damage. Like Snoke's giving you. Why are you bothering? if you don't kill the other Snoke, he's gonna focus it over to 2 indirect now. That this all right. Both lines of play here are very specious.
Wait, hang on. Was that a double focus that was resolved as a single focus?
Yep.
He didn't want to make his Thrawn
Focus? No, because he wants to be able to power action shields.
the shields. Okay.
But both lines of play there were pretty questionable, in my opinion.
I agree.
We can see a butt ton of damage coming out. You turn that Thrawn to focus, and then you shift around.
Oh, turn it to the 5. Turn it to the 5, and then.
Nah, there's no need. 4 is as good as 5. All you have to do is threaten lethal on Snoke. Like, not even. Like, yeah, I guess there's a world in which he just resolves the Thrawn shield for 1. But that doesn't really get you anywhere because you're going to have to, since he focused to indirect, you're going to have to put probably one of those damages back onto Snoke. If not, take
Probably
all
would
3.
help if I could see their health.
If not, take all 3 on the Force Illusion. Here's the real kicker.
That's an unfortunate roll.
He knows he's got no removal in hand. He's got no other health. So you can take this money, turn it into...
I think you roll in the landing craft.
No, you take the money, then you play out your TIE fighter. You can still roll into lethal on Snoke.
Ooh.
If you roll into money on TIE fighter, you can play the other TIE fighter with that 3 money. Which is why you don't change the ATST to a 5. It doesn't matter.
This.
Your sequencing doesn't matter.
No, don't take the shields.
Why?
No, don't take the.
No, you absolutely. No, you take the shields.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't want a droid?
I would much rather have. I would much rather have this TIE fighter.
All right, in game 3, I'm gonna have to find the stream and pull up their health.
We are not on stream. This is being recorded, son.
Oh, well, all right then. I will continue to make inaccurate predictions based on their health.
All right, there we go. That's lethal on Snoke anyway.
We did it. So now I take the shields. Hashtag bold plays.
And this Thrawn is looking pretty down in the dumps.
Yep.
As we'll play out the...
Don't play the Seeker droid. Just, who cares? Just play the Chance Cube or something.
I play a Seeker droid. It's got a 1.
Really?
Whoa.
Oh, they conceded.
Okay.
Did you ship at all?
I don't know what was happening there. I thought something bad happened. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit the stop button here and pick it up in game 3.